Well, welcome back to Scully Park for the Tamworth Newcastle Permanent Grand Final Series, and we will see the fixture for the Women's Division 1 lineup. Tamworth FC, minor premiers, undefeated. Number 1, shirt, Alicia Guest. Then we've got Courtney Slater, Laura Jaffrey, Lani De Silva, Marnie Kaminsky, Pip McMahon, Sam Howard, Rebecca Wrightson, Brooke Rowe, Amy Rosa, Michelle Feely, Sky Nicholson, Kayla May, she's the captain, Shanti Kennedy, Georgia Horville, and Bronwyn Petty. Coach is Ian Slater. The manager today is Mr. Wayne May. The North Companion side, number 1 Sherba got Erica Maslin, Mel Moy, Michelle Classen, Sophia Johnson, Jessica Ling, Holly Balcom, Jessica Pritchard, Lisa Kelly, Corinne Daniels, Jacinta Thornton, the captain in the 9, Jessica Morris, Julia Farina, Hannah Beeman, Marnie Watson, Sammy Wilkie, Kylie Wilson, Erin Allen. They're coached by Pat Warren. Well, after what we've just witnessed here in our Div 2 Grand Final, a hotly contested match. The Pinks getting up 7-5, total of 12 goals. This match here, the First Division, should be a really enticing encounter as we see our centre referee for today, Mr. Tim McGarrigle, call both captains forward for the coin toss. So we see this fixture underway. Scully Park looking absolutely magnificent. We see a free kick given away straight away. Just like to thank Bar Sports TV putting the women's coverages live today. So I'd like to thank the West End Entertainment Group for providing Scully Park such a magnificent facility. Great ball through there by the captain, Kayla May. See what Brooke Rowe can do to... she crosses back to the centre. Brooke's known to take a strike from anywhere in the box, so it'll be quite interesting today. I want to say a very good afternoon to Mr. Peter Haynes, Community Football Manager for Northern New South Wales, joining me here in the commentary box. Well, what we've just gone through with the Div 2 Grand Final, and now we've got the big one, Pete.
Well, came here this morning, I was thinking, how can we possibly have, a more exciting day than yesterday? And the first match that we saw, Division 2 girls, Tamworth FC and Katingal Pink, really turned it on, 7-5 in the end. It was a goal feast, good quality game, and it was a really, really exciting game. As a neutral, I was thrilled.
Certainly think this will be a tougher, tighter contest, but be quite interesting how the girls in this match, much fitter, much stronger. We'll see how they handle the conditions. Obviously the heat, the size of the pitch, as we've mentioned. You see Brooke take a strike there, nicely covered by the North Companions goalkeeper, Erica Maslin.
Yeah, we did see the the girls especially towards the end of the second half, really fatigue set in and found it really, really difficult physically to cover this quite enormous pitch that they're playing on. So we'll wait to see how North Companions and Tamworth FC cope with it in the first division match and see how they can capitalise.
Only have to look at both sides' lineups today. There's a number of strike power. None more so than our very own General Manager, Miss Julia Farina. She's on the pitch. I dare say she'll be out there on the right wing somewhere. I'll retract that. I think Julia might have started off substitute. It's a bit of a first for her, but certainly wish her well in her grand final.
Probably a smart move from the coach. She might have had a few other things on her mind this week, trying to get ready for the 4 days of grand finals and the magnificent spectacle that herself and yourself and your team feel have put on. So maybe just the coach, Mr. Warren, Pat Warren, giving her a chance just to see how the first few minutes of the grand final pan out before injecting her into the match.
If her legs are feeling anyway the way mine are, I'm certainly not sure she'll want to take the pitch at all. She's done an enormous amount of work, and I can congratulate her and her team. The staff at Northern Inland Football have been phenomenal this year and what they've achieved, and all culminating in the grand final series, and additionally the spectacle that we've had over the last 4 days, especially real excitement here having Ladies' Day with the Div 2 grand final, and now our big one, the Div 1.
Yeah, exactly right. I think I mentioned in the Division 2 game that every person that I spoke to yesterday here at the ground, and even the people I spoke to in town this morning as I was getting breakfast, were really impressed with the event that's been put on over the 4 days. Had nothing but fantastic things to say about the facility here at Scully Park, the team at Northern Inland Football, and the opportunity that it's giving not just the players and the coaches, but also the match officials and the spectators. Being able to come here and the biggest game of the year for these clubs, and to do it at such a great venue is really something special. So credit to yourself and your team, and obviously Julia for all the hard work you've put in. It's certainly, from what I can see, appreciated from the football community.
There we just see a strike from Jacinta Campbell go askew. She's certainly the main strike weapon for North Companions. She scored the most goals for the club this year. She's a real attacking force, and the back line of Tamworth FC will certainly be tested today.
Game, bit of a slower start than the Division 2 match. Both teams just feeling each other out here. As you see, Tamworth FC with a good attack. Fantastic sliding tackle there from the defender, Marnie Watson, I think it was, number 11. It was a really important tackle. The space opened up, and the Tamworth FC attacker was just about to take a shot on goal, and Watson comes sliding in and saving the day. So good piece of defending to save her team.
This Tamworth FC side's undefeated all season. North Companions girls, they've gone close. The 2-1 loss was the closest they got. That was in the preliminary final. But I certainly think both sides are just finding each other out. That, as you said, it is a slower start.
It's a little bit cagey. I probably expect to see a little bit more of a tactical game than we saw in the Division 2, which was really frenetic, and it was high pace, and it was high tempo, and it was attack after attack. I would imagine that this game will be a little bit more cagey, a little bit more tactical.
An offside call there. Yeah, and I'm seeing Ian Slater and Wayne May down on the bench again, so they've seen the first game from a Tamworth FC perspective. Unfortunately, going down, I see they're just as relaxed as before. No sandwich in Slatz's hand this time, but he's certainly looking very cool and calm.
He's finished his lunch. He might opt for a bit of afternoon tea in the second half. We'll have to keep our eye on it. but very cool and collected coach on the sideline. Doesn't spend a lot of time on his feet yelling and screaming. He's obviously confident that he's gotten his instructions across during training and pre-match. It's nice to see a coach who's nice and calm and collected on the sideline and letting his players play, which is the most important thing.
Absolutely. One of the significant players today for Tamworth FC, Alicia Guest, the goalkeeper, she's actually been with the North Companions Club for a number of years. She played with their first grade side last year, and now we see her trotting out in a grand final in the blue shirt.
A free kick given away there for the Tamworth FC attacker, Brooke Rowe. Saying it was shoulder to shoulder, maybe a little bit more in that, just getting a little bit too physical there for the referee's liking. And luckily for North Companions, the referee did blow his whistle because that ball nestled into the top left corner of the net. Really nice finish, but not to be. Score remains 0-0. Already starting to cause some problems up front, especially through Rowe and McMahon already for Tamworth, who are looking to get in behind. They look like dangerous players playing off the shoulder of the attackers, looking to get in behind the defence at every opportunity. They've done so a couple of times already, so they'll be looking to get some shots on target nice and early.
Yeah, the first grade Tamworth FC Sky side, they're certainly known for doing exactly that. They really move the ball well. They'll set about their paces and try and control possession, whereas North Companions will really work their play so that they're consistently attacking.
Good battle out there on that right-hand side for North Companions. Did well to win the ball back and move it forward. They win a throw-in. One of the few early forays into the Tamworth FC final third. See if they can manage to work a shot on target.
I certainly believe today will be a real physical encounter. Tim McGarrigle, the referee, is known to like to play advantage and let the game flow, so it'll be quite interesting to see how the girls and the crowd, for that matter, react to Tim letting the game flow.
It's a good run down that left-hand side there from Amy Rosa. Just lost the footing there. I don't think there was too much in it in the way of a foul. The referee saw it the same way. The ball goes out for a throw-in that Rosa takes. Good run, good shot, good save.
Yeah, Erica Maslin certainly worked on her goalkeeping this year. She wasn't overly known as one of the premier goalkeepers early in the season, but she certainly really improved and developed well, and she's close to the number one goalkeeper in the competition.
Yeah, it's good, and she's had a good start to the game. Her positioning looks good. Looks to be communicating pretty well with the defensive four, and she's got a big day ahead of her if they are to do well in this match, and if Katingla have any hope of doing what no one's done so far and beating Tamworth FC. She's going to play a big part in this, but she's had a good start, nice and solid. Tamworth FC in no rush to take this corner. Looks as though Courtney Slater is just wandering over there to pick the ball up. Just slowing things down, making sure that her teammates can get a bit of a rest before attacking the ball from the corner. They do just that. The ball falls.
Put away nicely there by North Companions.
Left fullback this time for Tamworth FC, Lani Da Silva getting forward.
Certainly see both sides trying to use the long ball at the moment as they find each other out.
Yeah, and it's whether it's a tactic or not, I think it's natural when you see that much space on such a big pitch that the girls might not be as used to. You see that much space in behind the defence. I think it's natural to want to try and exploit it, and that's why we see, especially early on in both games today, probably a few more long balls than what they would usually play, just to try and turn the defence around and put them on the back foot a little bit, and hopefully get one of those to hold up and get a one-on-one situation, as we do right here. And what a save from Maslin, down to her left-hand side. Got a big left hand onto it, and not quite tipped it around the post. The ball stayed in, and Tamworth FC regained it, but it has gone out for a corner now. Fantastic save to keep this at 0-0.
A really intelligent run by Slater then. She really put herself in great position. And, yeah, excellent work by the North Companions goalkeeper once again.
So the in-swinging corner coming now. As Michelle Feely got ahead to it initially. North Companions do enough to clear the ball out. And as they have done consistently so far in the first half, their first pass goes to a Tamworth FC player. They'd like to tidy that up, I think, just to give them a bit more ball possession, take the pressure off, and try and work their way up into Tamworth FC's half.
Looks like Coach Warren certainly reacted to that. He's making 3 interchanges straight away.
As we saw in the Division 2 game, the interchanges were widely used by both coaches, both from the weather and a player safety aspect, but also a tactical point of view, making sure that they have fresh players on the park in key areas all of the time. So it's a really, really important part of the coach's job, just to manage that process and to make sure that they keep hold of the momentum when they have it.
Once again, we see the Tamworth FC backline holding really strong. Something quite evident in the Tamworth FC club. We saw it yesterday in Premier League, and here we're seeing it again in their first division women's.
There's an opportunity here. Brooke Rowe straight through the middle. Good strike and another strong save from Maslin.
Scoring goals justified. Scoring goals justified.
The Tamworth FC Premier League boys enjoying supporting their women's team again. They did the same for the Division 2 match, and they're in full voice.
When we had Greg Bartlett in earlier, I'm sure he said they had jam and scones this morning. By the way the guys are certainly getting boisterous, I'm starting to doubt that now.
Too much sugar, Phil. I think that's what it is.
I think you might be right there, Pete.
You see another shot blaze across the goal from Tamworth FC. They're making life difficult for North Companions at the moment. They're pinning them back. They're finding it really hard to get out of their own half, North Companions.
See, Coach Slater's called for a substitution. Rebecca Wrightson's taking the field. She's a known finisher, so we'll see how she goes. She's giving Brooke Rowe a well-earned rest.
An opportunity here. It looks like Pick McMahon spraying the ball out to the left-hand side. Lani De Silva with a bit of work to do, and close attention from a number of North Companions defenders as they work their way back up towards halfway. And again, Tamworth FC disrupt that attack and make sure that they clear the ball enough so that they get numbers behind the ball and again become a little bit more compact.
Well, it's consistently something that's evident for Tamworth FC how strong their backline is. I mean, their first division team, only 7 goals against this year and 98 goals for.
Wow, that is some record.
I'd certainly think that hit the record books this year. They very, very strong year. They very much have still stood up to every opposition. Just be interesting to see how they handle a very attacking North Companion side.
And I think that's the key, Phil, not having seen a lot from either of these sides this year, but when you see a team who are scoring so freely, it is very difficult to, in a big game like a grand final, to sit back and try and absorb that sort of attack. I think they've got the tactics right today, that North Companions, they've got to go at Tamworth FC and try and get a couple of goals, because if they sit back and they try and soak up the pressure and try and shut up shop, a team who scored 98 goals this year, it's going to be very, very difficult to do that. And I don't like their chances, quite frankly, with that kind of tactics, but it's good to see that they're looking to attack. They're trying to progress the ball up the field, just struggling a little bit at the moment to retain possession once they win it.
Don't think we'll fail to see any shots on goal from FC. They're certainly going to play a bit of flair. I think North Companions, who are known for their attack, they just start trying to balance the game a bit. They've really suffered. They've only had approximately 40% of the possession so far, but we'll see once again, FC is certainly on the attack once again.
And they'll win a throw in. Michelle Feely in the middle of the park there, the number 11 for Tamworth FC, has been really good so far. She's looked really comfortable on the ball, and she's looking to get the three attacking players at Tamworth FC on the ball, facing forward as quick as they can. But probably more so, she's been really key in disrupting the North Companions' attacks when they do start and play out. She's won a number of tackles in that middle third and disrupted their attack.
Here we see an attack again from Tamworth FC. The spray's wide of the post, but great opportunity missed there.
Yeah, Sam Howard just went with the toe poke on that occasion and just caught a little bit too much of the ball on its right-hand side, and we saw it bend away past the far post. Maslin in goals was grateful to see that one bend away from the goal. But a good opportunity. It opened up there, and she found herself one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Couldn't quite put it away, but I'm sure it's not going to be the last opportunity as we see a long-range strike. The shot count is going up, Phil.
And look, I certainly believe it'll continue to go up. It's the style that Tamworth FC play. It's the only way they know how. And we see North Companions once again try to raise a counter.
De Silva doing well down that left-hand side.
She certainly likes to get forward as often as she can, De Silva, and she certainly given a hard time to that right edge of North Companions.
And it's no nonsense defending from Tamworth. Happy to see the ball over the sideline when they feel like they're under pressure. And while it might seem a little bit old-fashioned, what it does do is it gives an opportunity, A, for their players to have a little bit of a rest and a breather, but it allows their midfielders to get back in contact, have a little bit more time to drop back in and make sure that they're close to the ball, they're giving their fullback some support, and just to get a little bit more compact.
They're certainly playing deep at the moment, Tamworth FC. They've only got their striker, Rebecca Wrightson, up front. Everyone else has dropped back. They must have a bit of concern about North Companions raising the counter at the moment.
Farina winning a throw-in. You see De Silva in a bit of space now facing forward. She likes to get forward, as you said, Phil. She's doing just that now. You see Tamworth on another attack. Broken up well from North Companions, who are just starting to claw themselves back into this game.
Really nice ball there from Vicina. Unfortunately, Farina couldn't get a full run of a cross, although the ball hasn't gone out yet. But we see it go out now for a goal kick.
Yeah, just couldn't wrap a foot around that one enough. Farina.
quite a bit more subdued crowd at the moment. I think had a lot more noise in the last one, but hopefully soon the crowd can get involved and get these teams pumped.
Yeah, well, I think from what I saw over the last 2 days, Phil, I think the Katingal Cougars probably take the award for best support, and they're obviously off celebrating with their Division 2 women's side at the moment, who won that grand final. They certainly created a great atmosphere, very noisy, had the Katingal clap going, a number of other chants, and they created a great atmosphere up here in the Scully Park grandstand.
What a grandstand it is too. The crowd's done well here. We've got about 3/4 full in the grandstand, and they're certainly enjoying this afternoon's action, the final match of what's been an extravaganza for Tamworth football. This is the 11th of the Tamworth Newcastle Permanent Community Football Grand Finals, plus we had the 2 Northern Inland Football Premier League Grand Finals here over the last 4 days, and I want to congratulate every club being involved, every winner and every spectator that's come through the turnstiles to make it so great.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's I've said it a number of times over the last few days how lucky the Tamworth area is to have such a magnificent facility, and to be able to have so many important grand finals for community football on a facility that many professional teams don't get an opportunity to play at. I know the Newcastle Jets, who were here a number of times over the recent years, absolutely loved Scully Park, wanted to try and rip it up and put it on a truck and take it back to Newcastle. So really great opportunity for all of these clubs, and especially the players, to get to play on such a premier facility. And kudos goes to the West Entertainment Group for making it available and turning it out in such a pristine quality standard.
See, Coach Slater's made a significant change there. Sky Nicholson, who just played in the last fixture and is a known attacker, he's brought her on. I guess he's really believing that he's going to need to put some goals on the board to win this one. I think one thing we're seeing in this fixture is like we'd identified in the first fixture today, teams need to get a lot wider to get it forward further. You see, all of a sudden Tamworth FC have really tried to compress their attack, and it's not proving the dividends that it was when they were using their width early.
Yeah, absolutely agree. Especially with the with the length of this field, you tend to natural tendency is to play a little bit narrower, because you're so far from goal when you're on halfway or in the middle of the half, that you kind of gravitate towards the ball a little bit, and it takes a little bit of discipline, and I'm sure the coaching staff will be reminding their teams throughout the game and at half time to make sure they do keep that width, and try and isolate defenders one-on-one, because we saw Katingal and Tamworth FC in the Division 2 game had a lot of success identifying 1v1 situations, and Tamworth FC in this match had some success early on, and they've just gone away from that a little bit in the recent minutes.
When I was talking to Coach Warren for North Companions earlier, he said to me the only way his team, he believes, will win is using their expansion and then using their attacking strike power when necessary. But at the moment they're just struggling a bit, North Companions, to get any sort of possession. I think both sides might be a little bit nervous, even though we've had almost half an hour of play. Both teams still really trying to find each other out and look for weaknesses.
You see another corner about to get bent in swinging corner with the right foot. De Silva that time with a shot that was well blocked. And did really well till that point was the North Companions' Corinne Daniels. Just giving the ball away with that final pass. Again, good positioning there from Maslin. What they will be happy with is North Companions, while they're not creating too many chances, they're not conceding goals, which is vitally important. And as the minutes tick by and it stays 0-0, might just start to see a little bit of frustration creep into Tamworth FC, and that's what North Companions will be hoping for, is you see a great attack down the left-hand side.
She just sprayed that one to the left of the uprights there, but she really put herself on a really good run and found space and position. Hannah Beeman, that was.
Beeman again with a good interception.
It's Mel Moy shutting that one out. She's very strong in attack. In defence, sorry.
That's the long throw down towards Sky Nicholson, who couldn't control. But she's back in the game now in a one-on-one situation, Nicholson, and a really good piece of defending.
Once again, that was Mel Moy. She's a real strength in the North Companion backline.
Let's go, mate.
It's a long throw that time. Tamworth FC, Sam Howard on the ball. Couldn't quite connect with the silver on that occasion as Farina comes away with the ball for North Companions. And it's been a little bit of a problem for North Companions. The fluency going forward into the front third hasn't been there, as Maslin comes out of her 6-yard box to snaffle that ball up. A sharp piece of goalkeeping, making sure that she didn't give an opportunity to Tamworth FC as they look to attack again, and it's Nicholson down this left-hand side who's looking dangerous early on with a good strike that hits the side netting. That one didn't trouble Maslin, but the shots are mounting, the pressure is mounting, but the goals are eluding Tamworth FC at the moment.
It's something they won't be accustomed to at all, Peter. They, I think in every one of their games they've scored in the first 15 minutes.
And as I said, North Companions, they're not causing too many troubles going forward, but they are looking reasonably solid at the back. The shots that Tamworth FC have had, a large number of them coming from outside of the area or from relatively tight angles, so they won't be too disappointed with the situation at the moment. As I said, the longer this goes 0-0, or they keep Tamworth FC scoreless, the more opportunity there is for Tamworth just to become a little bit frustrated. They're not used to not scoring goals, but in the grand final things change.
Absolutely. You see Amy Rosa there just snuff out a North Companions attack, and once again Ian Slater's gone to his substitution bench.
We see a substitution on the sideline for the referees.
Yeah, so we have.
Something I haven't seen for a little while. Must have been a little problem there, but a good substitution, not noticed by the players.
Shanti Kennedy, another player who played in the first fixture this morning. She's young, she's fit, and Slater will certainly be looking for her to get forward as often as she can.
Yeah, I thought she was excellent in the Division 2 game. I was astounded that when yourself and Greg were talking about her and mentioned that it was her first year playing football, I found it hard to believe. She looked like a football player. She's very athletic, obviously, but her composure and her first touch on the ball is really quite good. And I was impressed. I thought she was one of the best on the park in the Division 2 game, so I'll be interested to see how she goes in the step up in quality.
Yeah, I certainly agree. It'll be interesting. I think as the frustration continues for Slater, he'll certainly be relying on his younger, fit players to get forward and just continually take those strikes.
And it's well cut out again from North Companions here as they just take an opportunity just to slow the ball down Good piece of play there from Jacinta Thornton, just taking an extra touch, just with a nice piece of composure, just to slow the tempo down a little bit, which is exactly what North Companions need at the moment. Again, another good piece from Mel Moy. We see Nicholson on the right-hand side, been heavily involved since coming on. And another shot we see slide past the far post.
Both these clubs have had success across this grand final series. Tamworth FC took out the under-12Bs game, and obviously yesterday, very exciting for Tamworth FC, taking out the first grade Premier League fixture. North Companions have done remarkably well. They took out the reserve grade Premier League fixture. They also had success in the men's local second grade, the 15s and 16s, and also the under 14s. So both clubs sharing success this year, and it's culminated in this match, which I want to congratulate both the clubs. They're big advocates of women's football, and they certainly work hard on the growth and development of the game up here in Tamworth.
As you see, a good patch this for North Companions. They're working their way much higher up the park. They're retaining possession more easily. They look a little bit more composed on the ball, and maybe they've gotten rid of a few early nerves and anxieties, as sometimes happens in a grand final, especially when you're playing a team who's been so dominant in the competition all year.
Yeah, they've certainly swung back the possession to themselves. If North Companions control the ball, I think the shots will come soon. We see Jacinta Campbell going on a run, which was well shut out.
And De Silva looking to get forward again on the left-hand side. She's been quite evident in this game as well, looking to link up. And just as I say that, she turns the ball over. Jacinta Thornton giving the ball away in the middle of the park, which is unusual. Nicholson doing really well there. It's a fantastic cross into the area. A good piece of defending. Nicholson really made a difference since coming on down this right-hand side. Phil, I think she's been excellent. Her legs are going to be quite sore by the end of today.
I certainly believe so. She's been one of their main attacking weapons all year. She very calm sort of player. She does play with a lot of aggression when she plays, but she certainly keeps a level head and works out her attacking play well.
You see Brooke Rowe coming back onto the field.
Found it quite interesting that Ian Slater, he's really rotated his forwards. Maybe that's something he learnt from the previous game, but he's made 6 substitutions in his forward line thus far in the game.
Yeah, well, there's no rest for the North Companions defence. You see Amy Rosa come off, and just when they think they get a bit of a break from her pace, we see Brooke Rowe come back on the field. So the difficulties continue for the North Companions defenders.
Although they're starting to build here once again, they're certainly getting the ball a lot more up in their attacking half, which has not been something in the first 20. But if they can build it here, they.
And it's a penalty.
It is a penalty. You just got a body all wrong, Kayla May, then, in trying to defend that one, and yeah, she brought it down in the box.
Yeah, well, it's a difficult one. As soon as you go to ground in the penalty area, you do run the risk of making contact, and unfortunately, any sort of contact in the area and a player goes down is going to lead to a penalty. And as things go, we've seen Tamworth dominate this game, dominate possession and the shots on target. But North Companions with an opportunity to go 1-0 up via a penalty. That they put over the bar.
That's Erin Allen who took that penalty kick. She's their youngest player of the team. Certainly got a great strike on her. She just sprayed that one eye.
Yeah, and a positive out of that situation. You see a number of the older players from North Companions coming straight over to make sure that she, the head doesn't go down too far. She'll be disappointed missing the penalty, but good to see the older members of the team making sure that she keeps ahead and she keeps doing well.
One of the things with the North Companions Club, they certainly balance their seniors and juniors well, and they've got a great development program going on in both the boys and the girls, and they're under 14 girls, which have 2 representatives today. They're an all-girls side that plays in the boys' competition, and they've had a great season.
Yeah, it's fantastic to see community clubs giving opportunities for their girls, whether that's in all-girls teams or whether that's opportunities with the boys or whatever it may be, making sure that there's opportunities that are accessible for girls, as there should be within our game.
It's one of the great things about football in Tamworth. There is 25% of the players are female, so having such a great day today for the 2 fixtures, it's a real celebration for our community and recognising what can be achieved, and our growth in the women's game, I believe, is only going to go higher.
See the long throw from Farina. Linesman's flag goes up for an offside against Hannah Beeman on the left-hand side.
She just crept a bit on the shoulder of the defender then. She certainly had good position on the outside. I thought she may have been able to take a well-timed run, but she just got herself all caught up and just couldn't get back in time.
As you see Ian Slater looking to make a change, and it's a good change. Michelle Feely coming back on. I thought she's been really good in the time she spent on the park early on, and I would suspect that Ian Slater is getting her back on the field just to get control of that midfield again and try and break up those early attacks that North Companions are getting more and more of as the half goes by.
That's what Michelle's really known for. As much as she plays in that midfield so strong, her defence is really solid. So I certainly think you're right. I believe he's certainly seen that Northies are starting to really get back into this game in respect to possession, and he's trying to shut that out as soon as possible.
Good piece of defending there from the North Companions left-sided midfielder, just to keep pressing the Tamworth FC fullbacks, just to make sure they're not comfortable on the ball, they're not taking too much time, and they're not able to pick out the passes into the next third of the field.
We see Pat Warren make a change there. Jacinta Campbell's coming to have a rest. Replaced her with Michelle Clausen, she can hold the midfield really, really well. She plays a different style of game to Jacinta when Jacinta's in the midst, but she can certainly ensure that the North Companion side tries to have their fair share of possession.
Yeah, good piece of play there from Farina. Played an inside pass, continued to run, didn't get the ball back, unfortunately. We see Tamworth FC now on the attack through Brooke Rowe. Farina again involved on that right-hand side. Playing inside again, it's a nice little inside pass.
Erin Allen's here on the attack, see if she spreads it wide, and we've certainly see an opportunity here for North Companions.
And it's a good save at the near post, getting down nicely. Hasn't had a lot to do, Alicia Guest, but what she has done, she's done well, and she's looked pretty calm and confident in the Tamworth FC goal.
I think the temperature of the pitch is certainly starting to be evident. Peter, the coaches are really going to their substitutions frequently now.
Yeah, I went for a walk down close to the pitch, just in between the two games and the Division 2 game and this match. And in the shade, it's quite nice. There's a little bit of a breeze gotten up now, which wasn't evident in the Division 2 game. But in the sunshine, it is relentless. It is really, really hot. And the hill and the grandstand on the pool side of Scully Park is blocking the wind. So the players, while it's a nice little breeze for the spectators, the players don't get to enjoy it. And it is very, very dry and very, very hot down on that green stuff.
And here we see De Silva once again getting forward. It's certainly something that Tamworth FC try to utilise in the game, is that left side, and let's see if she can develop this into an opportunity.
Yeah, she really enjoys getting forward, De Silva. She likes to get herself in those 1v1 situations. She likes the ball at her feet and has quite good technique, good close skills. And she's been really evident as this half's gone on. They've gone to her side quite a number of times. Haven't had a lot of outcomes from that side, but she's a constant threat.
The ball was shut out well by Sammy Wilkie. She's another one of the juniors that plays in this side. She certainly staying very solid in defence.
They're starting to look more and more confident. As this half goes by, North Companions are looking quite good in defence, to be honest. They don't look troubled. They don't look out of their depth at all. And they're looking quite calm and composed. We see Tamworth FC looking to mount another attack. Feely looking to play a ball in there to Rowe. It falls out to Howard. And they start again. There's a long ball going forward to Feely. I think she tried to flick that one on, but got it a little bit wrong. Retains possession, and it's a good ball to Rowe. And Rowe somehow puts it wide of the right-hand post. Erica Maslin might have done an excellent job just putting her off a little bit. She came flying out to try and get close to the ball, and it was enough just to hurry Rowe a little bit. Didn't wrap her foot around it as she would like, and she's just left it a little bit out to the right-hand side, outside the post. Close call, Phil.
Yeah, it certainly was. I must admit, the amount of women's football I watch, I certainly thought that one would have finished in a goal. But, yeah, look, the North Companions keeper has been fantastic, Erica Maslin. As I said earlier, she's worked hard on the game. And, yeah, she's very much noticeable, one of the leading goalkeepers in our game.
She's certainly living up to that reputation today. Looking very, very solid in goal. She's barking orders to her defensive players at the moment as Feely looks to play long, just as the referee blows full time. Half time. I'm getting ahead of myself.
That was an exciting half. Still 0-0. Certainly be interesting to see what the coaches have to say to their players at half time, and we look forward to the second half of this fixture. Welcome back to the second half here at Scully Park, the Women's First Division Grand Final, where the score is 0-0 between Tamworth FC Sky and North Companions Black. And I'm joined in the commentary box by one of the stalwarts of women football for North Companions, Miss Emily Prest. Now, Emily, welcome.
Hello, it's very good to be here. It's a beautiful day. The atmosphere is cracking. I wasn't expecting local football to have such a good support, and for women's soccer, it's just wonderful to see.
Now, you've got your jersey on, but you're certainly not kitted up. Is there any reason for that today?
Oh, it's a happy, sad story. I'm 14 weeks pregnant, so I started the season and helped the team get to where we are, but unfortunately, for the safety of the unborn child, I couldn't take the pitch today.
We really value your time here today. So I had a chat to Pat. He's very confident. He really believes if you can use the width of Scully Park and you'll be able to tuck it in behind the FC Sky defence, and he believes if you can draw Alicia Guest out as much as possible, you're certainly going to hit the back of the net. Do you agree, or do you see a different structure?
Absolutely. It's such a mental game at the moment. I know both sides are hot. Both sides probably aren't used to playing on such a beautiful wide field, and we can use that to our advantage. And I believe at the moment Northies have got the intensity. We won't deny that FC are a quality side, but if we can keep this intensity up and believe that we can do it, I've got no doubt that we can pop a goal in the back of that net.
Well, I had a chat to Ian Slater just before the teams returned as well, and I said to him, so what are you going to do to win this match? You've been undefeated all season. He said, hit the back of the net once and for all. He's obviously frustrated, so North Companions may well be able to use that to their advantage.
Well, absolutely, and I was reading in the newspaper that FC have scored 97 goals or something this year, but if they can't score today, well, what does it count for?
No, that's exactly right. They very impressive attacking side, and they've only conceded 7 goals all year, so
yeah, and I think
it'll come down to the big one.
If we look into the stats of who scored the 7 goals against them, I think it might have been the Northies Black and the Northies White side. So if anyone's going to score it, it'll be us. We've got a lot of young girls. We've got a couple of young girls up front. They're fit, they're quick, and they're tough.
We certainly saw that in the first fixture today. Pace won over, especially on a pitch that's 113 metres long. The speed of Katingal was what made the difference in the end against the Tamworth FC Rangers in the second division grand final. Do you think you got the speed up front for the second half?
We've certainly got a lot of girls with some pace. Yeah, I mean, that first game that was played today in the reserves, I think 11 goals were scored.
Oh, it was actually 12, but
12.
yeah, really, really exciting fixture where this one, we knew it would be a lot tighter. And it was quite evident in the first half hour of play that both teams were really trying to suss each other out, as much as Tamworth FC had probably the better attacking opportunities. North Companions certainly, held their own in that final 15 minutes and actually, I believe, got on top in play. It was just unfortunate they couldn't consolidate by scoring the dot shot.
Yes, which was okay. We can move on from that. I think we'll create a lot of chances in this half as well. I can see my girls we're building, and we've got little Erin running down the left now. She's very dangerous. She'll whip it in. I do believe the FC have got quite a strong back line, but we've got some girls that can hopefully penetrate. Our plan is to go wide and whip it back in, get in behind the goalkeeper.
Now, like the Katingal Pink girls, Erin plays in the under-14s, I believe, so she backs up in the afternoon once again, and then I believe she's filled in for both Northies sides this year, so she's had a cracker of a year.
Absolutely, and for someone that age, she's quite experienced now playing with women's, which is really good for her future development. So we've got Brooke here, who is, if I'm not incorrect, she's their top goal scorer.
Yeah, Brooke is their top goal scorer, and once again, Erica Maslin's found herself in perfect position there as once again FC get themselves one-on-one with the keeper.
I must say, Erica has had the best game I've seen her play all season. She's made some cracking saves today, and it looks like she's about to make another one.
We're only saying that earlier. Erica, I believe, has worked really hard on her goalkeeping this year, and she's become one of the top goalkeepers in women's football.
Yeah, and she's only about 15 years old.
Isn't that incredible? She's got a big, bright future ahead of her.
For sure, and I can imagine that from games like today on a field, on a pitch like this, more and more women will start to join football in Tamworth, which is what we want.
Well, that's one thing we're certainly committed to. Northern Inland Football, we want to make this an annual event here at West Entertainment. Haven't they put on a cracking pitch?
The atmosphere is amazing. The pitch is gorgeous. I've never seen such beautiful, pristine grass. It's hard not to be out there. I said to my coach, is there any chance you can put me on the card? He shook his head.
That's unfortunate. I certainly know your contributions to football, especially for North Companions, and we really value your time coming in today.
All right, thank you very much for having me.
No worries, you're very welcome. Mel Moy once again very strong at the back. She's you can see the fatigue's certainly starting to kick in early in this second half, and she had a bit of space then, but put the ball out over the sideline. Here we see our very own general manager clear the ball downfield for North Companions, but Kayla May in perfect position once again. See Brooke put a nice ball through here once again, and Brooks there can try and finish this off. It's wide of the post once again. We see early on, once again in this second half, play starting to run in favour of Tamworth FC. They just really failed to finish today, but you know, they're certainly creating plenty of opportunities. Say North Companions just trying to build something here. Erin Allen puts down a nice ball, but the strong defence of Tamworth FC once again. It's very evident, although North Companions are still building to something, but Kayla May, she's very strong in defence. I'm now joined in the commentary box with a stalwart of Tamworth FC and a man who's a big advocate of women's football, Mr. Wayne May. Good afternoon.
Thanks, Phil. Pleasure to be here.
So, what is it about you being a manager? You manage the reserve grade women's side, the first grade Premier League side, and here you are again on the bench for the first grade women.
It's just I like to put into the club, that's all, and I like to be involved. And the way it's worked out this year, I'm sort of looking after the Premier League, but I just stood in today to give Ian Slater a hand, really.
That's good of you. You and Ian worked very, very well last year, and it was certainly something that a lot of people mentioned on how well you concentrated on women's football. You had them training, you had them working and giving back to the community, you had them really, really showing a great culture from Tamworth FC.
Yeah, no, it's all, well, women's football's growing every year, and it's just nice that we can put two teams out on the park and be competitive each year, and these girls really put in at training. They like to learn. I think it's with the men, sometimes they think they know everything, but the women, they will listen to you and try and learn. But this game today, we just need to be a bit patient, and I think Tamworth FC will pick up a goal shortly. They've had a couple of opportunities.
And you've had great success in women's football since its inception in Tamworth. This is every grand final, am I right in understanding, Wayne?
Yeah, apparently, yeah. Someone told me today that they've been in every grand final. I think they've won most of them except for 2 or 3. So, no, it's just a testament to the girls. We have a big swap around nearly every year because we have a lot of nurses and out-of-town girls that come over from the coast, and to blend them together, it takes a little bit at the beginning of the season, but looking what Ian's done today, he's done a good job with this team. They've been knocking the ball around and looking pretty good out there.
They've certainly created some great chances. They've just failed to finish, but we've certainly mentioned the fine efforts of the North Companions goalkeeper.
Yeah, she's had a blinder in there early. I just hope the girls will pick the corners instead of picking her.
Yeah, it certainly looks like it's building into an exciting half an hour of this match. What do you think Ian's got to do to get the girls to win?
I think he's got to just keep Brooke up front. She's got that pace that's causing them a little bit of trouble. But I don't think they're doing much wrong at the moment. They're knocking the ball around well, or trying to knock it around well. They just need to, as I said before, be patient, and I think the goals will come, but you always have that opportunity, and also have that opportunity to get that break.
Well, thanks for your time, Wayne. Really appreciate you coming in, and I congratulate you on the club's success this year. You've, as I see the boys come back through, they're certainly in and out all day today. I think they just want to continue the celebration.
Yeah, I think they're going to have a few more yet. But here we go, here's North on the attack. Good tackle by my daughter.
He's ended up giving it a free kick against Kayla.
Yes, I don't know about that. Anyway.
Thanks for your time, Wayne. Enjoy the rest of the game.
Thanks, Phil.
Here we see this free kick to be taken by Jacinta Campbell. She's hit it straight into the FC wall. Is rock solid, and they're going to put themselves on a counter-attack here, and as Wayne said, they'll try and use Brooks' pace, but North Companions' backs have been very strong today too. Damie Rosa pushing in for the back. Well intercepted from North Companions again. It's been evident today that they've certainly come to play. And, yeah, their defence has been rock solid. Last half hour of play upon us. We'll certainly see the crowd starting to lift both sides. They getting a lot more boisterous here, especially the Tamworth FC crew. But North Companions well represented as well, and it'll be exciting last half hour. Here we see another change from Coach Warren. He's bringing on number 15, which is Sophia Johnson. She's had a great season for North Companions. She one of their attacking weapons, that it'll be interesting to see if she can really inject herself into the game.
It's a great little run there, good feet to evade a couple of defenders from Erin Allen, who's looked pretty handy in this game. A good young player. There's not much of her, Phil, but she's got really, really good feet. Oh,
look, she certainly does. And, you know, as I said earlier, she's plays in the under-14s, backs up in the women's. A lot of the time, both grades. She's a real contributor for this North Companion side, and she's really... she's got that spark about her today too, so it'll be interesting to see what she can do. There's a beautiful cross from Erin, just no one could get on the end of that one.
Just says Sam Howard on the ball again. It's been pretty good today. The ball over the top. Brooke Rowe couldn't quite get on the end of it. Good piece of defending from North Companions.
Oh, Sammy Wilkie, she's been really strong in the back today. She's one of their young players and using her pace and her height to her advantage, but she's certainly done her best to try and kill the Tamworth FC attack, but here they go once again.
Another fantastic save. Erica Maslin has been immense today.
She's only 15 years old. She's done amazing.
She certainly hasn't. She's played well beyond her years today. She's playing like a seasoned campaigner at the back. She's been outstanding. Definitely one of the best on ground so far. Keeping a team in the match. Made a couple of key saves.
Here we see North Companions trying to use that long ball once again. Coach Warren was very mindful of trying to get it in the back behind the Tamworth FC defence, just to really get their girls on a run, and he certainly believes that's the way to victory.
Good interception there from Sam Howard. Little nutmeg as well. Played a ball through. Again, Maslin. Really impressive to see such a young goalkeeper be so prepared to come off a line and want to attack the ball rather than staying put and giving the attackers a chance to have a shot on goal. She's not afraid to get off the line nice and quickly, and she's brave as well. Doesn't mind getting down at the feet of the attackers.
Here we see the Silver forward once again, which has been the story of today, trying to set up play down that left-hand side.
Sam Howard puts one wide. Just trying to place that one, got it a little bit wrong. And we'll see Erica Maslin put this one down for a goal kick.
Both coaches looking to make a change once again. They obviously very mindful of the heat. This game goes on. There's been 20 minutes in the second half. So both coaches certainly want a result soon.
You see Nicholson come back on the field for Tamworth FC. I thought she was fantastic when she was on the pitch just before, and straight back into the play. Won the ball off Jessica Ling. Had a shot from distance and on an angle and didn't pan out the way she was wanting to. But the intent's there. She's a very, very direct player.
She's a very valued player in the Tamworth FC squad. She's got a lot of talent. I think maybe a bit frustrated in that play just then, but I certainly believe she's someone who can make an impact in this final 25 minutes.
And there's that girl again, Nicholson. She'll keep that one in play and look to come infield.
Once again, Wilkie very strong in the back.
Yeah, her positioning's been outstanding.
A little touch on there from North Companions. This might build into something interesting. No, just the pass once again.
Our commentator's curse on that occasion, Phil.
I certainly think so. I think I'll let the play develop now for these girls' benefit.
You see another cross sail across the goal line for a goal kick. Is it just me, Phil, or is there a little bit of frustration starting to creep into some of the Tamworth FC players?
No, look, I certainly think they are starting to get very frustrated. We saw it in the first half. The latter part of the half, they were certainly getting frustrated with the amount of shots and no result. I think we're going to see more and more of that unless someone can hit the back of the net. As Coach Slater said, we hit the back of the net, we will be fine thereafter.
See another throw in for Tamworth FC. Trying to flick that one on, didn't quite come off. You see North Companions try to play out from their 18-yard box. Not being able to get beyond halfway, they give the ball away to Tamworth FC, who play it over the sideline. Game just in a little bit of a scrappy phase at the moment. Getting to that point of the game where it gets a little bit nervous. Teams wanting to score a goal, obviously, to take the lead, but probably more so not wanting to concede one.
Absolutely. I think they're both mindful of that. So, you've been up here for the 4 days grand finals. Pete, what have you thought of the quality of football in Northern Inland football?
I think it's been really good, Phil, to be honest. I've seen some great games. It's always difficult to compare zones to zones and compare it against football in the Hunter region. But what I have seen, I've been really impressed. Teams have played a good style of football. Obviously, coaches are trying to teach their players to play in a proactive manner. They like to keep the ball, like to keep possession. They try and keep the ball on the grass as much as possible and pass their way around the field. I've seen some really impressive individuals on top of that, in both men's and women's football, and I've been really impressed with the number of quality young players. It's probably been the standout for me. There's been a couple in today's games. You see quite a hard challenge let go by the referee. And players like Nicholson today, Jeffrey in the previous match, just to name just a couple, for example. That's probably been the highlight for me, just to see the amount of young players that show real promise and are the future of Northern Inland football.
Yeah, no, we're certainly looking forward to the next number of years. It is really growing. The sport's obviously number one, like in anywhere else in Australia, but we believe we can grow even further, and we think we've got the right methodology to really assist the game in moving forward. So, especially in the women's code, but our young kids and men have certainly enjoyed a good brand of football this year.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's while we've had a big couple of days, I know a couple of my staff members have been up in other zones around the place trying to catch as many games through the Newcastle Permanent Grand Final Series as possible. I know one of my staff members was up in Narrabri just recently in Northern Inland and enjoyed a good couple of days up there enjoying the football in the Narrabri area at their Grand Final day, and it really is great to see football so healthy as we see Tamworth FC come forward.
Sammy Wilkie's done exceptionally well, and once again, you just mentioned her name, that was Laura Jeffrey there on the attack.
Yeah, great run, and to think that she's already played a 90-minute game just before this, and she's still got the energy to burst beyond the defenders is a credit to her athleticism. You see another opportunity for a corner to be swung in. Looks like Nicholson maybe down there.
She just got right around that one.
But yeah, Phil, just to get back to your question, football obviously in a really good place in Northern Inland. To credit to yourself and to Julia and her team, there's been a lot of work gone into making sure that clubs feel supported and feel connected to Northern Inland football over the last 6 or 7 months. It hasn't been an easy road for you and the team, but I think you're starting to reap the rewards. And if I can say one thing, I urge all the clubs in this region to get behind what Northern Inland are trying to do. They've got some really good people involved in governing the sport. You can see by the examples we've had over the last few weeks with clubs celebrating grand finals in such magnificent venues, and football is in a really healthy place, both men's and women's footballs, and also in terms of match officials and coaches and volunteers as well. Some big things to come in Northern Inland over the next few years. And we're happy to be able to help Northern Inland football as much as possible to make sure that clubs and individuals are as supported and connected as possible.
We certainly value the support we receive from Northern New South Wales football every year, and it's been great. We had David Elan up visiting yesterday, Bill Walker, yourself been up here for multiple days, and we really look forward to improving on what we've achieved this year. And venues like Scully Park here that West Entertainment have put on for us is something to really celebrate and enjoy.
Absolutely. We just tick under that 20-minute mark to go. Tamworth FC again, it's been a common theme, attacking down those wide areas, left and right. Can't quite find the key to the goal. North Companions just doing enough.
That was some great footwork there by Sammy Wilkie. They've actually signalled her up to go and be up in the striker role. I wonder if that change will be the difference for North Companions.
Well, she's got the football boots of a striker, the fluoro orange and yellow boots. Let's see if she can be the difference for North Companions as she's straight on the ball.
Yeah, but see where this attack leads. Yeah, it has made a difference. She's been one of the best on ground for North Companions, but here goes one of the best on ground for Tamworth FC.
A great piece of skill from Nicholson to get around the defender. A good shot, and I think it's the first time we've seen Maslin in goals actually drop one. It didn't get too far away from her. It was a good save.
Just see how those fatigue levels sit in now at the 16-minute mark. See Northies trying to get one in behind the FC rock-solid defence, so...
Nicholson again finding a way to get possession of the ball. And the referee judged that one was a little bit too physical. Free kick, North Companions.
Certainly now see the fatigue levels are very evident, so...
Yeah, it's been a tough day out. Certainly hasn't gotten any cooler from the Division 2 match. We see yet another corner. Nicholson been relieved of corner duties after that last effort. She's there for an option for a short corner. Decided not to go down that route. Play a long one into the penalty area, which is taken well on the chest. And with a long ball forward in a 2v1 situation.
Rosa did exceptionally well there.
It was Jacinta Thornton who did really well coming out from defence, playing that ball over the top.
Very strong tackle there by FC. see North Companions trying to move the ball forward once again. The game's starting to really open up, and a bit of width to it and expansion as players get tired. And to see who can finish the result.
Thought we might have seen the game's first yellow card there. It was a somewhat agricultural tackle from Amy Rosa.
And McGarrigle's decided not to pull the card. I agree with you. I thought I might have seen a yellow card come out then, but he's chosen not to.
Yeah, we saw Jacinta Thornton just skip past, got the ball in behind. She was away down the left-hand side, and the right-hand side on the edge of the area, and was just taken down. They'll have to manage just with the free kick. It's in a dangerous area for Tamworth FC.
Just prior to that free kick, we see substitution once again from North Companions. That's number 14, Hannah Beeman, came back on the field. They'll be looking to use her pace in the final 10 minutes.
Imani Watson's gone for goal. He's had a little bit too much on that, didn't trouble Alicia Guest at all in the Tamworth FC goal. The only trouble Alicia Guest is having is finding the football that's gone over the fence. The ball boys, who are doing a fantastic job, remedy that situation. You see a goal kick taken by Georgina Howell.
So although this is the final game of the Grand Final Series here in Tamworth, we're very excited to be one of the launching partners of TAFE New South Wales Summer Sevens. It's something we're all really looking forward to, and we really think it'll be a success up here. Have Northern seen many registrations as yet for the Summer Sevens?
Yeah, there has been, and summer football continues to be a really popular option for both existing players and new players to the game, whether they choose another sport in winter or they just want to experience the fun that football can give them. Summer football is, behind women's football, probably the second largest growth opportunity that the football sees at the moment. It's an opportunity for people to continue the football fun through the summer in somewhat of a, as we see Jeffrey again steaming down on the ball.
Hasn't she had a wow of a day? Unfortunately losing the first grand final, but she's right in this one.
She sure has, as Jacinta Thornton has shown some magnificent skills there to get around her opponent. But yeah, the summer football, Phil, you're exactly right. Anyone out there who's watching or listening or is at the ground, I encourage you to get a group of mates, get your teammates. The season doesn't have to be over for you. You can enter a team into one of Northern Inland's Summer Sevens competitions and enjoy the football fun all through summer. Keep kicking goals, keep enjoying your time on the park with your mates. And as the tag phrase for summer football says, turn mates into teammates, Phil.
Absolutely. I know I'm digging the boots out of retirement for the over 30s. Going to be quite an adventure with some of the clowns that I intend to play with, but just the same, it's going to be a most enjoyable experience.
And that's what it's all about. It's about having fun with your mates out on the pitch in probably a less structured and more social environment, I would imagine, Phil. And with the key, not so much about results and trophies, but more about enjoying your time on the park.
Absolutely. We're working hard with Tamworth Council at the moment. Get the fields in good order for summer football. We've got a number of changes that'll happen down at Gibb Street, and Tamworth Regional Council's been fantastic from that aspect, and we are really, really excited to be named one of the TAFE New South Wales launching sites.
Again, a fantastic touch from Nicholson around her defender, Chloe Wilson. In that instance, she continues to run. An important block there from Lisa Kelly. You see another corner And just the energy and the athleticism that, especially Nicholson and Jeffrey are showing. Keeping in mind they've already played 90 minutes in a grand final before this match is really something special.
Oh, absolutely. Both girls have had fantastic days, and whilst they went down in the first one, they'll certainly be working towards this one. The FC side probably wouldn't be familiar with having a 0-0 scoreline this late into a match. I know North Companions took it to extra time to win 1-0 over Katingal in the women's fixture to make it to the grand final. So they're certainly familiar with what they need to do to achieve a result this late into a match. But it'll be interesting to see how Tamworth FC work this, such a known attacking side.
There's a strike on goal from Sam Howard. Didn't get it as cleanly as what she would have liked to, but it actually snuck under Erica Maslin. It's probably her first, let's call it a mistake of the match. It slid under her body, and luckily for her, it slid to the left of the near post on her side. They'll get a corner, and they get out of that one.
She's had an excellent strong day. She wouldn't deserve to be scored against like that, but...
Absolutely. We see Julia Farina enter the fray again. It's a great cross, and again it's Sam Howard with a header going millimetres wide.
She's really been one of their unsung heroes today, hasn't she?
Absolutely. I was just going to say, Phil, she's been a handful in this second half. She's really taken that midfield by the scruff of the neck, and she's been really dominant in that area of the park. Starting to get forward a little bit further now with a couple of shots on goal. She's been very good.
Bit of a mistake there by the Northies backs, and once again, she hasn't been able to glove it. We'll see if Howard takes his shot.
The ball just refuses to go in for Tamworth FC.
You can certainly see the frustration in Ian Slater as he grabs for the drink bottle, but yeah, they again, I can only reiterate that they're a side known to score. So this will increase their frustration.
Good save again in that little passage from Maslin. But even better than that, it was the urgency shown by the defence from North Companions to make sure that they got bodies close to the ball. A really strong tackle just on the edge of the area there. I think it was Mel Moy.
She's a known strong defender, Mel Moy. She's done well for this North Companion side all year.
Kating will get a chance to move up into their attacking half. Been a little while since they've seen this area of the park. Looking to spend a bit more time down here as the clock winds down. 6 minutes left on the big green scoreboard.
Once again, Ian Slater's going to the substitutions. He plans to bring on Brooke Rowe once again and Courtney Slater, two players that have been part of this successful FC side for a number of years. So I think he's reaching for the experience just to try and get the job done.
Yeah, and Brooke Rowe especially has been really impressive today. She's been dangerous when she's been on the field. I just wondered for a second there whether she was going to stay on this left-hand side. Looks like she'll go more centrally. Making her way beyond Nicholson over to the right-hand side. And the game gets back underway.
North Companions, they're just starting to build some pressure here. I can certainly see a bit of urgency starting to kick in, but if they keep a calm head, they may get a result here.
Cynthia Thornton on the ball. Strikes one from long range. It's not going to trouble Alicia Guest at all. She sees that one out for a goal kick. North Companions, a good piece of defending and a little bit of friendly fire as both players from Tamworth FC end up on the ground.
I think Mr. McGarrigle's given a free kick there. He just thought there was a bit of a push there from the North Companion striker, and as such, he's giving the free kick to Tamworth FC.
It was Holly Balcombe with the opportunity there. She just gathered in the goal kick from Tamworth FC. Just couldn't get the ball out in front of her enough to get a strike on goal. Tamworth FC got back in time to snuff out the opportunity. Again, it's Mel Moy with a good piece of defending. They've been really, really solid at the back. I've been impressed, Marnie Watson, at that in that instance. But the back four for North Companions have been really good today, Phil. They've been under the pressure. They probably knew that they were going to be under the pump for large parts of this game. And they've come in and they've looked really strong, really solid.
Absolutely. This is one of the strongest performances I've seen from the North Companions back line. They did fantastic in their major semi-final, but they've really, really stood up against such a potent side.
And Maslin just scraped the top of the fingertips that one. She's claiming there was a little bit of a push, which I didn't quite see. The ball fell again to Sam Howard, who just couldn't get enough on it to direct it towards goal. It's gone out for a goal kick, and another opportunity goes begging for Tamworth FC.
So 2 minutes plus injury time, Pete. I think both teams will start to get the real attacking flair on here to try and get a goal. I don't think either side's going to want to see this go to extra time.
No, exactly right. I just wonder where the goals are going to come from. We've had a lot of chances. Both goalkeepers have been pretty good. Maslin been under immense pressure and showed her quality. Guest hasn't been under as much pressure, but when she's needed to be strong, she's been strong. I just wonder who's going to have the quality and the composure when the chances fall, because I get the feeling that there will be more chances in the last few minutes, and whether someone has the ability and the quality to take that chance to win the match for their team.
See North Companions making another change here. Jessica Pritchard's coming on board for the last couple of minutes just to see if she can add some flair into the game. She's an exciting player. She certainly plays with a lot of energy. She's very aggressive, so we'll see how if she can make a difference here in the final minute or two.
A long throw from Tamworth FC on that occasion. They'll get another opportunity to throw in. Good pressure from Courtney Slater on the ball on that occasion. Brooke Rowe gets the last touch as it rolls over the sideline. North Companions will look to play their way out of the back. Farina cuts out the pass well. It was the right idea. The forward pass was on. Couldn't quite get there. The tiring legs. Jessica Pritchard couldn't quite reel it in.
We'll see another corner. It'll be interesting with only a minute or two left on the. Well, there goes the scoreboard. So we'll see how much injury time he adds.
Here it comes. Nicholson.
She just lost the footing right at the wrong time then, but certainly would have been a great opportunity to finish the match here and then.
Nice North Companions opportunity as they come forward. Pass cut out. We see Sammy Wilkie on the ball.
We'll see Sammy at the Girls State Champs later this year. Next week.
Next week.
Boy, it's crept on us very quick. She, exciting little player. She, one of the referees here. She's doing it all. And we see full time blown by Tim McGarrigle, and it looks like we're going to extra time. Do we see 2 equal periods of 15 minutes in extra time? Coin toss just being conducted by Miss Tim McGarrigle. See North Companions kick off, and Kayla May's chosen to run down towards the Park Street end, which quite interesting. They looked a very deliberate decision, something they may well have discussed with their coach. You see the kick-off, and straight away Northies try to put their side on attack. Number 10, Holly Balcom. It's actually her first season playing football, and did really well there, but Alicia Guest managed to get the ball first and shut out any opportunity. As here, Jacinta Thornton puts the ball through once again for Holly. Like once again, Tamworth FC's backline has just been so rock solid. A slight mistake there. And Northies are staying on the attack. Long range opportunity there from Jacinta Thornton. She's been known to take them, and she's also been known to finish them. So she sees it as an opportunity. She's going to clutch it with both hands. Bit of a mistake by Moy. She gets tangled up with Brooke Rowe, who puts a nice ball through to De Silva. Put it in the cross. But once again, the number 1 for North Companions, Erica Maslin, shuts that one out. Slater with the dashing attempt. Flies right and will be out for a goal kick. Certainly seeing Tamworth FC trying to get forward here now after North Companions putting on the first rate of attack in extra time. Across from Slater, shut out, and Thornton's away once again, directing a traffic.
Yeah, probably could have come this side to Farina, who's in acres of space. Attempted the cross field pass, got it a little bit wrong. The opportunity went begging.
Tell you what, Pete, extra time in any grand final, certainly you can feel it, but on this extra pitch, it'll be interesting to see how both teams handle the final 25 minutes.
It will. It's a long time, and it's an interesting one to try and manage as a player, because you've gone from the situation where the clock's ticking and you're counting down and the anxiety's raising, you're trying to score goals in a short period of time, and all of a sudden you've got an extra 30 minutes to play, regardless of what happens in the next 5 or so minutes. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get off to a slowish start. Players start to get their bearings. They know if they expend the rest of their energy quickly, they're going to be in trouble towards the end of this extra time period. So I think the message from both coaches would be just to press the reset button to a certain extent and just go back to what they were doing early in the second half, where both teams had some good opportunities and they were playing a good brand of football, rather than try and win this game in the first couple of minutes.
North Companions once again on the attack. They've certainly had the better portion of the attack in this first period of extra time, and they're certainly pressing Tamworth FC. It'll just be interesting to see how they do defend here, because they've been known for as much as their attack, their defence has been rock solid all year too.
Nicholson with a great ball forward, looking for Rowe. She's got in front of her defender. And a great save again from that girl, Erica Maslin.
That was a great bit of bravery there. She's come right out as a player out of back turn and just put her whole body on the line. She's done fantastic. Certainly hear the excitement in the crowd building here. They're a lot more boisterous. Cans are going flying and everything.
Absolutely. They lost their voice for a little while, the Tamworth FC cheer squad. They found it certainly well and truly now. They're back in full spirits, trying to get their team home.
There we see Rebecca Wrightson, one of their stalwarts, coming back on the field. Certainly believe Coach Slater will be relying on, his seasoned veterans. Obviously, we've identified Feely, Kayla May at the back, and then, of course, Brooke Rowe up in attack.
Really good piece of work there to retrieve the ball from Holly Balcom.
Once again, I'll just say it's Holly's first year of football. She's done fantastic today.
Absolutely she has, and she's still going. Still chasing everything down. Here she is again on the ball. For a player who's playing her first year, she gets her body in a really good position. She shields the ball really well. It makes it hard for defenders to get the ball back off her.
Yeah, I certainly believe Pat Warren's done really well with the girls in their body position this year.
Good work from Sam Howard. They're getting the ball into Rowe. She's given it away. Maybe a bit of fatigue setting in from Brooke Rowe, who's been outstanding in the initial 90 minutes.
Yeah, certainly see some tired bodies out on the pitch now. It'll be interesting to see who can capitalise on that.
See Hannah Beeman on the ball. She looks fresh. And I just wonder whether a couple of these younger, fresher players from North Companions can change the game here.
Well, here we see Wilkie, one of them once again trying to set something up. Well defended again by Tamworth FC. It's been one of the constant stories of today.
Farina getting the ball forward in this occasion. Oh, it's a bit of a
cramp setting in for Thornton, it appears.
Yeah, a bit of a problem there for Thornton. She looks okay. I'll keep an eye on that one. Bit of a twinge of cramp starting to creep in. I think you're right, Phil.
She's been one of their best players all season, but it appears she's certainly looking to the sideline.
Yeah, she's walking straight over to the sideline. She looks in a bit of discomfort. Hopefully it's nothing serious. It's Corinne Daniels who will come on. Straight into the game, Daniels. Good ball there for Balcom, who wins the throw.
Kayla May just shutting that one down very quickly. In and out for a throw-in.
Throw in from Farina. Looking for Daniels. She'll get another attempt. The ball sails into the grandstand. There's an opportunity for Daniels. Guest gathering that one up and racing to the edge of her area. Trying to get some distance on that kick. Nicholson. No, it's not Nicholson.
You see Rowe getting away. Here she's going to put herself one-on-one with the keeper.
Brooke Rowe with the opportunity. And again it just sails to the wrong side of the upright.
She took that one a lot earlier than I thought she would. Brooke doesn't mind running the ball as far as she can, so I certainly believe that was a fatigue shot. She had a great attempt, but she just sprayed it to the right.
And again, it remains 0-0. Women's Division 1 Grand Final between Tamworth Football Club and North Companions. A long shot. The angle that I was at, I thought that was headed towards goal just for a moment. I got a bit excited.
Don't worry, Pete. I'm in the very close angle to you as well, and I was certainly starting to get the excitement going. I thought Slater had hit that perfectly, but just sprayed across to the left.
Well cut out there. Farina on the ball. Good piece of skill. Trying to get past the Silva. Ball just slides out for a throw in. The space in the middle of the park really starting to open up. Plenty of space for Pritchard to run the ball forward, and a great forward pass. Well cut out from Kayla May. She's been excellent, Phil.
She has. She's one of their strongest every week, week in, week out. We had Wayne on earlier. It is Wayne's daughter. She's been a really committed player, and yeah, she really holds that centre defensive role extremely well.
Great piece of skill there. Down
That's
the
Wilkie
left-hand
once
side.
again, one of our exciting young players.
Outstanding. Still plenty of energy left in those legs. She slows the play down, waiting for support. Finds it in Pritchard, who gives the ball away to De Silva.
Here we go once again. They're certainly trying to use that long ball and try and get roll around Moy. Doing a good job of it, but Mel Moy again known for defence, but once again the commentator's curse hits.
She's done so well there, Brooke Rowe. She's worked so hard today. She hasn't got the reward yet, but she'll continue trying. Good save in the end, good piece of positioning there from Maslin. As North Companions have their turn to attack. It's back and forth.
I think 3 minutes here in the first period of extra time, and boy, the excitement's certainly starting to build from the crowd. That's strong from Kayla May.
It's a really good tackle. As De Silva looks at a one-on-one situation. Back to May in the centre of the park, who's ventured further forward. Finds Nicholson in space. Good save.
Great positioning by Maslin once again. She's had that goal covered all day.
We've spoken about the young players and the quality of them, and I've just seen one down on the sideline who's about to come on the field. And her name is, we've said it plenty of times today, Laura Jeffrey is about to come on the field. I just wonder whether she could be the deal breaker in this match. She's been fantastic today. She was great in the Division 2 Grand Final. She's been fantastic when she's been on the park in the Division 1. And I just wonder whether this game's set up for her to come on and really break it.
Yeah, I certainly believe Ian Slater's made his deliberate interchanges right now. 2.5 minutes left on the clock of the first period of extra time. Pat Warren's made some crucial changes as well. But yeah, I certainly agree. Laura Jeffrey, she's been fantastic all day today, and it'll be really interesting to see if she can put herself in space and one-on-one with the keeper.
Good battle down there on the right-hand side is Jeffrey and...
Once again, Maslin just shuts that out. She has had one of the best games I've seen in women's football today from a keeper.
Yeah, and Shanti Kennedy there with the opportunity. She did everything right, got her body in a great position. Apart from the contact, she just didn't get enough on it. But Maslin again with a fantastic save. De Silva looking sharp.
ball through there from Kayla May.
Shanti Kennedy looking for Laura Jeffrey, couldn't quite reel it in.
Slater's come out wide. She's put in a nice cross. But once again, the keeper has been so rock solid.
It was Courtney Slater out there who whipped the cross in. Really important save from Maslin, who kept hold of the ball. Jeffrey was right there on the Johnny on the spot, but she didn't spill it. Those safe hands kept it under control.
The conclusion of the first period of extra time, and it's still nil-nil. Going to be an interesting second half, Pete.
It is, and you know, I thought the game before this one, with its 12 goals, was a fantastic match. But for very different reasons, I'm just as excited about this game. It's been a wonderful football match, very tactical, very cagey at times, some great individual performances, and it's all set up for someone to write their name in the history books and be a hero.
That's exactly right. Usually that's what will happen when it goes to extra time. It'll be quite interesting to see which one of the two teams does do that, whether it be Tamworth FC or North Companions.
As the players make their way back onto the field from the short break, North Companions and Tamworth FC still locked at 0-0 at half-time of extra time. 0-0 at the end of regulation time after 90 minutes, 0-0 after the first period of extra time. And both teams almost ready to get back underway to see if this game can be settled, if the deadlock can be broken, and if somebody can be the hero and find the back of the net. Erica Maslin will be one player who'll have a fair bit to say about that. She has been absolutely phenomenal in goals today for North Companions. She's played well in advance of her 15-year life. She's played like a seasoned campaigner. We'll see if that will continue into the second half. The likes of Laura Jeffrey up front will have different ideas, I'm sure. Tamworth FC playing from left to right. North Companions right to left. As the sun starts to shade most of the centre of the pitch, I'm sure the players will be very happy about that. It's been quite a hot day here in Tamworth at Scully Park. Any relief from that sun will be well welcomed by all of the players and the match officials. The wind has died down for the second half of extra time. Not a breath of wind, not a cloud in the sky. It's a great day to watch football. And the last match of the day, as it so often does, has gone deep into extra time without a goal. Tamworth FC on the attack. Jeffrey on the ball in a dangerous area. She's found some space. It's a good block. I think it was Marnie Watson again. Doing a number of important interceptions. North Companions come out via Erin Allen, who's been very good as well. Been a little free kick there for North Companions, which will be a little bit of a settler. They'll look to earn some territory and move up the park. As they go long, a little bit too long in this instance, and Guess will gather the ball up in the 18-yard box for Tamworth FC. Looks to go long, and it's Nicholson who gets the first touch. Plays it back, and a heavy collision. And it's Hannah Beeman. She's got a shot on target. Good save from Guest down to her right-hand side.
Boy, this crowd's certainly getting involved now, Pete.
It sure is. It's getting tense. You can feel the excitement of the crowd. I know the players will be feeding off it. They can't have much petrol left in their tanks out there. They'll be feeding off the energy from this crowd, I'm sure. With every action being so much more at stake as this game ticks away.
Just wonder how long before it'll cross the minds of the coaches in regards to the penalty shootout and who needs to be on the field and who needs to be in their lineup. We still have 12 minutes, and the way this game has gone, anyone could score in this last period, but I just wonder when it will cross their minds.
Yeah, it's a really good point, and they'll have to be on their toes to make sure the right people are on the park at the end of the game. To see Jeffrey still got so much energy. It's a great touch.
I certainly think Slater's used her well today. He hasn't used it all game, but he's been selective with it.
Kennedy finds some space. Can she find enough to put a shot on target? He's weaving. There's the shot. Good save again from Maslin.
She's been exceptional today, Pete. I haven't seen a goalkeeping performance like this in years.
She has been absolutely rock solid, that is for sure. As North Companions turn to attack now, it's a seesawing battle at the moment. Back and forth, left to right.
Only 11 minutes on the clock, end to end. Certainly the fatigue's going to kick in, but here we see a throw into space.
Oh, it's a great little cut inside. A shot. Good save from Guess.
Guess done extremely well there. She almost fell, but she held her hands perfectly.
Yeah, there's a problem here for Kayla May. She's gone down with a calf. It looks like a cramp.
I saw Kayla being stretched just earlier. I think she's heading to the sideline.
She was in real trouble just a minute ago. She signalled to the bench. Couldn't go off because she had some defending to do, but yeah, she's in a fair bit of pain as she's making her way off the field.
And Slater once again points to one of his stalwarts, Sam Howard. There's so many in this Tamworth FC side. He has a vast number, but North Companions have really stood up to them today.
Taylor May getting a well-deserved round of applause. She's been outstanding for Tamworth FC in defence. I just wonder if she would have been, or whether she still could be one of the penalty takers if it gets to that stage, Phil.
She's got an excellent strike on her as much as she is a back. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Slater chooses to get her back on the field with minimal time left, depending on how that leg actually is.
That's a good piece of defending.
Wilkie, once again, one of the youngsters for the North Companion side. She's been fantastic.
Referee getting involved, a little touch of the ball. Couldn't do much about that one. Erin Allen with the ball now. There's not much of her, but she puts herself around, doesn't she, Phil?
Certainly does. That was well shut out by Rosa, and she needed to, because Allen's just run all day. She certainly would have gone down that sideline comfortably.
Another throw in Tamworth FC team on that far side of the field. Time ticking away. We're down to under 9 minutes. 8.5 minutes left of extra time. As Aaron Allen again plays something in behind. It's well cut out by Sam Howard.
Stayed very calm there, Howard, and certainly both teams are turning defence into attack very quickly here in this last period.
Wants an opportunity. The flag's gone up on the far side. She's offside. Good decision from the linesman there. I think he was on the money.
He certainly was. He didn't miss that one at all.
Difficult on that far touchline with the sun in his eyes. He's done really well.
Yeah, young Matthew, he's one of our up-and-coming linesmen and match officials. He's done exceptionally well and certainly deserves his appointment here in the women's first grade competition.
There's Nicholson on the ball again. Nicholson finds Jeffrey, sorry. Strong player for a young girl, Jeffrey. Starting to see some really tired bodies, and understandably so. Not this girl, however. Just as I say that, ball trickles away from Jeffrey to Maslin. That's well done there from Jacinta Thornton. Sam Howard wins the ball back for Tamworth FC. And Nicholson down this right-hand side, as she has done all game. And there's a shot. It's a good piece of defending. Shanti Kennedy with the opportunity on that occasion. Snuffed out on the 6-yard box when the goal was begging. Fantastic. Sammy Wilkie again.
Once again, one of the youngsters for North Companions. They've been so rock solid today.
It's Kennedy coming off.
I actually think that's Jeffrey. I'm really surprised. With 6 minutes to go, should be one to come off. Maybe fatigue from playing 2 games, but I think maybe Slater might save her for one last bout.
Over the sideline again for Tamworth FC throw-in. Yeah, I agree. Jeffrey was really, really good when she came on. She's a handful. I thought she might have potentially played out the last 5 minutes. It was a good save.
Been under fire all day and she stood strong. But once again, we'll see another corner. It appears Rebecca Wrightson's going to take this, and she's certainly got a good whip on the ball usually when she takes their corners. That one, she just didn't get it right, and it goes straight over the byline for goal kick.
A couple of changes here for the North Companions team. It's going to be young Erin Allen making way for Holly Balcombe to come back on. Tamworth FC likewise with a change. Nicholson off. On comes Courtney Slater to see out the rest of the 5 minutes or so of extra time. Good physical battle in the middle of the park there, and a fantastic pass. Brooke Rowe with an opportunity to seal it.
Brooks' finish has just been a little bit off today, but certainly I believe that's through Maslin's efforts. She's put herself in position perfectly at all times.
Yeah, she did just about everything right there, Ro. She looked to put it nice and low into the far corner. But Maslin is I've got no more words to describe her performance today, Phil. She's been that good.
See a lot of tired bodies now. These final minutes of the extra time. We're down to 3 minutes and 47 seconds.
As Corinne Daniels trying to speed things up. She does just that with a throw in. But eventually lands there to Jacinta Thornton. Tries to play a forward pass that's cut out.
The offence is handball, which you can't call on a keeper in their own goal.
It's a good tackle. A very good tackle there from Lisa Kelly.
You see Rowe down that right side again.
Cuts inside. It's a very strong tackle. A fair tackle, but a very strong tackle.
Very brave inside the box, but she got it perfect, and we'll see another Tamworth FC corner.
So Courtney Slater will take this one. The right foot, the out swinger. A dangerous looking cross. And it's the header on the far post there by, I didn't quite see who it was actually.
I think that was Pip McMahon, but she's certainly looking like she's now worse for wear and suffering a bit of cramp herself as FC go on the attack once again. But Northie's defence have that covered once more, and once again they try to look to move this ball upfield.
And they've been so good. The very minimal mistakes that Maslin's made, the defenders for North Companions have been right on the money and cleaned things up really, really well. That opportunity there that slid under her body, but no Tamworth FC player could react quick enough.
Here's Thornton. She's on the attack.
Opportunity.
Just that cramp just got in the way of her taking a strike then.
Well played there. Good determination from Lisa Kelly. Creates an opportunity here for... I think it was Hannah Beeman.
That was Hannah, but yeah, once again, Tamworth FC's backline handled it well. And North Companions failed to finish, but with the clock ticking down with under a minute, there's certainly some tired bodies. Let's see if they've got one last dink in them to try and finish this match.
Long ball goes forward. Tamworth FC with one last opportunity. Can they seal it? Again, Maslin diving at the feet. No regard for self-preservation.
Ten seconds on the clock, Pete. Do we think this is going to into penalty shootout?
Well, it certainly looks that way, but I wouldn't count it out. There might be one more opportunity here for... No, there's not.
McGarrigle blows the whistle. What a game. So we go to penalties to decide the Tamworth Women's Division 1 Grand Final.
Fantastic game. Both sides can be so pleased with their efforts. North Companions were under the pump for long periods of that entire game. Erica Maslin, I think, would be the unanimous man of the match in this commentary box. Tamworth FC, they blew and they blew, but they just could not blow Erica Maslin's house down. They couldn't find a way to stick one in the net. They've scored so many goals this season. But the most important game of the year, they couldn't quite find the one that they were looking for. We find ourselves in a dreaded penalty shootout.
And look, both these keepers are two of the bravest keepers we have in women's football here. So if you want anyone to be facing as your goalkeeper in a penalty shootout, it's these two young women.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's look, it's a tough way to end a match, the penalty shootout. But I get the feeling that if we let the extra time go on, we'd probably be here till next Thursday. The way the form that Erica Maslin was in, and Tamworth FC just not being able to find the back of the net. This is the only way we're going to find a winner today, I think.
A suitable way of finding an outcome, but no one likes them, do they, Pete?
Unless you win. Unless you win.
So our match officials are getting ready here for penalty shootout. Interesting to see from both sides who they choose to take the penalties, especially given cramp, fatigue, everything else. I mean, there's some known strikers in both sides, but who will be selected is the first five anyway. I mean, the way these two teams are going, we might see all 11 women have a shot.
Well, I didn't quite take enough notice. I don't know who was left on the field for both teams, to be honest, and now they're all mingled in. I'm not exactly sure what the options are for the coaches. I know we saw the likes of Jeffrey, I think, came off with a few minutes to go. I thought she might have been an obvious choice for Tamworth FC. Julia Farina, talking with her earlier today, wanted nothing to do with a penalty shootout. So
I think Julia's right where she wants to be on the sideline right now for a penalty
we'll
shootout.
See her hand go up to take one. But look, penalty shootouts are a funny one, and sometimes it's a case of, who is feeling confident at, right now. It's not necessarily the people that you would think could score a penalty. It's more about the ones who are confident and who feel good at this point of time, and who want to step up and take one. There's nothing worse in a penalty shootout than essentially being forced into taking one when you're not that confident and you're not sure, and you mightn't be too pleased with your game and you're not in a great mindset. It's more about the people who are really feeling good. So we'll see who that is in a moment, I guess, when we see the lineups.
I couldn't agree more. It's I'd say there'll be a lot of nervous women down there. However, both camps are looking very composed. I think they're relieved that the running part's over, but now the excitement begins for both teams.
Yeah, and I just get the feeling, and probably rightly so, that if you look at the two teams at the moment, the North Companions team look a lot more content and probably a little bit happier with the situation. Obviously being underdogs, Tamworth FC being undefeated through the season, came into this match as red-hot favourites. They're probably a little bit more anxious and a little bit disappointed at the result of the 90 minutes and the extra time. So I just wonder whether that will play its part in the mindset of the Tamworth FC players, or whether they can shake that off and go through the process.
So both goalkeepers are making their way down to the Scully Park pool end of the match. Probably the right end to be choosing at this time of day. Just waiting to see the result of the toss to see who'll be taking the first shot.
It looks as though it's a Tamworth FC penalty first. You see the referee just laying down the law and outlining the rules and the process of a penalty shootout. Erica Maslin taking her place in between the sticks. She has been absolutely outstanding today. And I just wonder the thoughts of the Tamworth FC players. They've had a long time and a lot of opportunities to try and get the ball past Erica Maslin in goals, and I just wonder whether they think that they really can do it today, or whether Erica Maslin is just too strong. It's going to be Pick McMahon to take the first penalty for Tamworth FC. As Phil pointed out, down the Scully Park pool end of the field.
Referee just making sure that the penalty spot's in the right location.
Certainly can feel the pressure building. A number of the supporters are making their way down there. Had to get security to move the people on from behind the back of the net. Tim McGarrigle's identified it and asked them to move.
McMahon versus Maslin, and McMahon makes no mistake, a very composed penalty. No chance for Maslin on that occasion.
She was certainly calm, wasn't she? She took that really in a stride.
Very, very calm penalty, composed. And that's what you want for your first penalty taker. You want someone who's big enough to take responsibility, you know, in front of the big crowd on the big occasion. Pip McMahon's had a really good game today, been solid. And as all experienced and quality players do, she's put the ball down, she's picked a spot and put it in the top left-hand corner.
We're going to see Jessica Pritchard for North Companions take the first shot. She's driven that straight at Guest, and Guest has made no mistake in saving that one.
Pritchard just went with a straight option there. Not necessarily a bad penalty. You see it all over the world. The best players in the world decide to go straight down the goal and hope that the goalkeeper dives. On that occasion, though, Guest held her ground and swallowed that one up. 1-0 Tamworth FC. Rebecca Wrightson jogs the long, lonely jog to make sure that the ball is in the spot that she wants. And puts it over the crossbar.
Rebecca's a very composed player. I'm really surprised by that. She's known to drive the ball low, especially in field of play, so the pressure might just be building for this penalty shootout, but here we go. We certainly see one of the players who's been best on park for North Companions, Hannah Beeman.
Interestingly here, Hannah Beeman's not even that concerned about where the ball's being positioned. She's let the referee put the ball on the penalty spot for her. Very trusting.
She makes no mistake there. She goes straight high, and Guest just couldn't save that one.
Yeah, very, very good penalty there from Beeman. No frills. Didn't have any worries about where the ball was placed. All she was concentrating on was getting that ball in the net. She just did that. Gave no chance to Guest in goals. And that is 1-1.
Here you'll see one very composed young lady, Courtney Slater. Nothing phases her, and interesting to see how she takes this penalty.
Yeah, didn't quite catch her. I'm not sure whether she got a touch of cramp in the lead up to that one, or whether she's kicked the ground. I'm not sure, but yeah, not a great penalty. She'd like that one back.
No, she certainly would. I mean, she's opened the door for North Companions now. Sammy Wilkie up to take this penalty.
She's had a great game, Sammy Wilkie, and she top it off with a penalty. Oh my goodness, no chance for Guest on that occasion. Right in the top right-hand corner.
She hit that one perfectly, didn't she?
North Companions 2, Tamworth FC 1. Michelle Feely taking her time, walking the long, lonely walk. It's such a long walk in a penalty shootout, especially on this field, Phil. It's 113 metres long. The distance between halfway and that penalty spot seems like miles when you're walking up there to take a penalty.
Well, it certainly does. Michelle's one of the seasoned veterans of our game, and she'll certainly be up to this challenge, I believe. Although, commentators curse once again.
She's hit the crossbar. Feely, who's had an outstanding game, has been very, very good in the middle of the park. Probably hit that one too well, Phil. She just got a little bit too much on it. And they are the fine margins we're dealing with in grand finals, especially in penalty shootouts. It's hit the crossbar and come out.
Great moment of sportsmanship there. Feely just going over to Thornton to wish her good luck for this penalty. Sin is one of the strongest players of the North Companion side, so she'll step up with an air of confidence.
Had a couple of good opportunities during the game. Couldn't quite find the back of the net. Can she do it now? And that has put North Companions ahead, and that's the end of it.
So, 2 upsets today. We saw the Dingle Pinks win in the second division over Tamworth FC. We've now seen the North Companions black side beat Tamworth FC Sky in the penalty shootout.
I wasn't convinced there. I must have got my maths wrong. I thought there might have been another one. But the North Companions bench had their maths absolutely right. As soon as that one hit the back of the net, they were straight on the field celebrating, and rightly so. They've put in a fantastic performance today. They've swallowed up so much pressure. And when the pressure was really on in the penalty shootout, they held their nerve and they've put the ball in the back of the net on more occasions than Tamworth FC, who have been, they've had a great season. Phil, Tamworth FC undefeated until today. They'll be disappointed.
Well, they'll be disappointed. Look, this match had everything and was certainly evident either side could win. And, it was just all down to a penalty shootout and North Companions get the result.
Yeah, wonderful game and a wonderful end to the Newcastle Permanent Grand Final Series here in Northern Inland and at Scully Park, Tamworth. A fitting end with an upset, North Companions winning in a penalty shootout over Tamworth FC. Thanks again to Northern Inland Football, Phil, and your team, Julia, who will celebrate a grand final win tonight. It's been a wonderful few days of grand final action. Congratulations to all of the clubs who have competed, especially those teams that have won. I hope that all clubs enjoy their off-season. And Phil, got a couple of last words for us before we go and do some presentations?
Yeah, I just strongly encourage everyone to stay tuned. We're going to have the presentation here on Bar TV. I want to thank Bar TV once again, West Entertainment Group. Pete, yourself, it's been a privilege for you to come up and your team and David and co. And, we look forward to successful seasons to come.
Thanks, Phil. It's been a pleasure. Glad to be part of it. And thanks again to Bar TV, West Sports Group, Northern Inland Football, and all the teams competing in the Newcastle Permanent Grand Final Series. It's been wonderful. Hopefully we see everyone back on the field in 2019. But for now, it's time to present some winning teams with their well-earned medals and enjoy the celebrations.
Everyone, the presentation in approximately 1 minute. everyone. Welcome to the Division 1 Women's presentation. Conducting a presentation today, Community Football Manager from Northern New South Wales, Mr. Peter Haynes. First of all, I'd like to call forward our match officials. We value our match officials and we recognise their efforts. So, Mr. Tim Gallagher. Starting team today with Ms. Sophia Johnson. Mr. Matthew Wise. Our top official for today's fixture, Mr. McCroy. I'd like to call forward our runners-up and minor premiers, Tamworth FC. The girls are being presented their minor premiers and runners-up medal. I'd just like to bring forward Mr. Wayne Mate.
Thanks, Phil. Congratulations, my companions. Had a great game today. You really stuck in there. Your goalkeeper, unbelievable. Top game today, really was. Well done, Kate. You've done a good job. Good girls. To Tamworth FC, you've had a brilliant year. Undefeated all year, but these things happen. It's football, and we're just going to have a drink, eh? Thank you to North England Football. Julia, Phil, they've done a lot of work behind their taking. It's been a great 4 days. I think it's a great inception, and I hope we keep it going. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Wayne. Thanks, Ian. And now, I'd like to call forward the 2018 Division 1 Premiers, North Companions. The girls are receiving the medals. I'm going to call forward to Sinathon to say a few words.
Thanks guys for the season. You guys are amazing. Great challenge. I really enjoy playing against you, and all the girls do as well. Thanks. We'd like to thank our coach, our assistant coach, Dane, and all of the supporters today. Woo! And also we'd like to thank our white team because they've been a huge support this year as well. And next year we're coming back bigger and better.
Thank you, ladies. Well, that concludes a massive 4 days of 13 grand finals. I want to thank you all for attending Scully Park. It means so much to Northern Inland football to be able to put this on. To Julia, Peggy, Jean, Howard, everyone's been instrumental in achieving this, but we couldn't do it without our clubs. And of course you guys, the fans. So thank you, and we look forward to seeing you all in 2019.